A lot of people have been comparing Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. For what? They both have action. They both are gacha? Well, let me tell you right now. Zenless Zone Zero will definitely not be the Wuthering Waves killer. Let me explain. Zenless Zone Zero is the new gacha made by Hoyoverse, who are the makers of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. That is releasing the game right when I'm recording this, the night of the 3rd of July. A lot of fans are comparing Zenless Zone Zero to another gacha game that I mostly make my channel about, which is Wuthering Waves. Now, why are fans comparing the two? Honestly, there's only a couple reasons, but at the end of the day, there's a lot better games to compare ZZZ to, which is Zenless Zone Zero. But the main reasons fans are comparing the two games is because one, they have action, two, they're gacha games, so you have your gambling addicts, and three, it's because the games have high praise, mostly by fan base, uh, about how good the combat is. Now, Wuthering Waves has been out for a month. Zenless Zone Zero is only releasing just now. So there's a lot to be learned about Zenless Zone Zero and a lot that needs to be discovered. But I'm confident to say Zenless Zone Zero won't match up to Wuthering Waves in combat, but that's just my bias speaking, right? We'll get into the facts and the side by sides, but the main point of this video is because I think it's not fair to compare Zenless Zone Zero to Wuthering Waves, and that's mostly because they're different niches. Wuthering Waves is an open world exploration game, which is very similar to Genshin. However, Zenless Zone Zero is a instanced game, meaning there's no open exploration. You can't go wherever you want to go. You can't see that mountain in the distance and go to that mountain. No, you go to zones that are limited by invisible barriers. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean there's no games to compare it to. Honkai Star Rail, another game by Hoyoverse, was like that as well. Or I have some mentions that will be very interesting, which is why I'm very confused when no one's talking about it. The main reason behind this debate is it's a Hoyo versus Kuro, the company behind the games, battle. Two Chinese companies. But instead of comparing Zenless Zone Zero to the other game, they're comparing it to Wuthering Waves because of how big the game is. But a smaller game that is also made by Kuro Games that is instanced is Punishing Gray Raven. Now, Punishing Gray Raven, Zenless Zone Zero are almost exactly alike. They just have some small differences because obviously different people made them, and they have different styles. Zenless Zone Zero is more of a modern punk, futuristic, like cyberpunk kind of vibe, versus Punishing Gray Raven's more of a darker side, which really reflects the two companies and their art styles at the end of the day. Kuro Games likes to tend towards the heavier, darker aesthetics, and Hoyoverse likes to have very bright and flashy colors. So I do think the two games are very similar. I do not think Zenless Zone Zero will kill Punishing Gray Raven at the end of the day, because Punishing Gray Raven, the main reason no one's heard about it is because how bad the advertising is. But Punishing Gray Raven survived till now for 2 years because they have a very dedicated fan base. That fan base for that game is almost as dedicated as fighting game players to fighting games. That being said, I will definitely try both games at some point in the future. I doubt I'll make a video about them. But I do have another honorable mention, and this game actually came out this year. It is not made by Kuro Games. It is Solo Leveling Arise. Solo Leveling Arise, for those who don't know, is also an action gacha focused on combat and story, and is an instanced zone as well. You don't get to explore freely in that game. You also have to go to pre-made zones. And I'm just begging the question, why is no one comparing Zenless Zone Zero to Punching Gray Raven or Solo Leveling Arise? They are much closer and similar games than Wuthering Waves. Well, obviously we all know the answer is because Hoyo versus Kuro games, and most people don't even know Punishing Gray Raven exists. But nonetheless, I yapped for quite a while. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, what do you think the best game is? Solo Leveling Arise, Punishing Great Raven, Zenless Zone Zero, or yours truly, Wuthering Waves. Have a good one.